Welcome, boys. This is a collaboration video with Panzer Platform and the rest of the boys. Links to their videos will be down below in the description, so check them out. So what we're doing today is a manifold vacuum pressure test. Panzer Platform thought that I would be of value in this video because I have two Panther cars that I can test. I can test my 2002 Crown Vic, which has 147,000 miles on it, and the 2003 Lincoln Town Car, which has almost a third of the miles, around 51,000. So what we're going to do is hook the vacuum gauge up to a vacuum source, which I already have done. You can see it. This is a vacuum port coming off of the throttle body right above the intake manifold. Have our gauge hooked up, and we are going to test and see what kind of readings we get. There's already a handy dandy little graphic here where a normal engine should be somewhere in the 17 to 22 range inches of mercury vacuum. Now, I've never actually done a vacuum test before on a car, so I had to research and see what exactly it is and why we care about it. And if you have those same questions, I will show on the screen now what the Haynes repair manual and the factory service manual have to say about this, so you can better understand what we're doing, what we're checking for, and why.
Page 1 of the Haynes repair manual, reference manifold vacuum gauge testing. This is page 2 of the Haynes manual, reference the same. Here we have page 1 of the factory service manual for the Crown Vic, and the rest of it for our manifold vacuum pressure test.
Okay, and with that said, this is the device we're using. It's a vacuum pump, vacuum tester, this guy. And what I normally use is actually this, my compression tester. I feel that this is a more accurate way of diagnosing your engine's health. But admittedly, it does take a lot longer, as you do have to unscrew each one of the spark plugs. You have an 8-cylinder engine. That could take a minute. And then you have to thread this thing down in there and conduct your compression test. You can also do a cylinder leak down test, which I would do after this. If you have any questions on, do I have leaking valves or pistons, is my car burning oil or fuel, and then check with one of these. I haven't had to use this yet, but I have had to use this on a BMW E28. It was 1986 528E. I have a video on that if you want to know how you do a compression test on a car. But currently we're just going to use this vacuum gauge tester that we're hooked up to. So the engine's at operating temperature already. Let's go ahead and crank it over and see what kind of vacuum readings we get. Well, boys, they're in the normal zone, about 20. Keep in mind this is it's about 2021 or so. And this is a 147,000 miles, I believe, is what's on this thing for O2. So I would say that's a healthy engine, 147,000. The question of the day is, can we get better results with the town car? Let's move on over to that one and find out. Okay, boys, town car is at operating temperature. We are hooked into the exact same vacuum port on the town car as it was the Crown Vic. right where the throttle body meets the intake manifold. Let's crank it over and see what kind of results we get. Of course, we lost it for a second, but having a look-see, our readings are about the same as the Crown Vic. Revving up the engine does drop the vacuum pressure off, and immediately goes right back down to where it was. At about the 20 range. So, that's how you test the manifold vacuum pressure on your Panther car. My final thoughts on this method is, it is a fast and easy way to do a quick diagnostic on your engine if you're concerned about its overall performance and health. But I do still recommend the compression test for a very accurate diagnosis of all cylinders. But for just general health of the entire engine, this is quick and easy. You only have to undo one vacuum line and then put that gauge in there, and then you're off to the races. But if you do have the time, I would recommend the cylinder leak down test after you perform a compression test. So that's all I have to say on that. I would like to thank Panzer Platform for inviting me to participate in this collaboration video, and I hope you learned something, as I did. Don't forget to check out the other boys in the description below. Their links to their videos are down there. And I'll catch you boys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.